Welcome everyone to another great hour of NWA Mountain State Wrestling. I'm the graduate Michael Mann and my tag team partner,
the outlaw rock star, the pretty boy redneck, your hillbilly hero, your redneck role model, Sweet Stephen Hensley.
Well, tonight we have a great hour of action planned for you as the NWA Mountain State Wrestling Heavyweight Championship is on the line when the champion, King Richard, takes on Dwayne Tenney. And we also have Karl facing the
legit hit Bryan Kyle.
There we go, your buddy. I had to let you say your buddy's name.
Proud to call him my friend, thank you.
Yeah, good. Okay, well, we'll be right back after a word of how you can get NWA Mountain State Wrestling to your hometown.
This is Commissioner Larry Light. If you'd like to see the great TV stars of NWA Mountain State Wrestling come to your town, give us a call at area code 304-673-2054 or check us out on the web at mountainstatewrestling.com.
Diablo Jr. walking around the ring there may want to take his time right now. I certainly wouldn't be eager to step through the ropes and face my executioner, the Bulldozer, if I was the junior heavyweight champion and one half of the world tag team champions. Yes, he has a lot of accolades, but he's giving up so much size in this contest that I can't believe that there are good things in store for him at the end of this night.
Well, with size comes speed, so we'll have to see. Then we'll go up to Jonathan Styles.
First, from the Wrecking Yard in Detroit, Michigan, at 450 pounds, the silver-plated biggest man in wrestling, Bulldozer!
One big cup customer there. And you get to see the ring literally shaking under his feet.
Bulldozer just tearing these kids up in the crowd. I don't get the point of that.
You can't even hear the ring introduction right now over the jeers, over the disrespect of the fans for the Bulldozer. But once again, as I said, week in, week out, the respect of the fans won't secure a victory.
And as Diablo Jr. just got announced, and he seems to be getting a pretty good ovation, so we'll just see when the match starts what's going on.
Those little kids in the front row may want to be careful about what things they choose to say to a man like the Bulldozer. He's liable to go outside of their circs, pick them up, and eat them like a boneless wing from Applebee's.
Bulldozer picking on our ring announcer, Jonathan Styles. Like, why would you? These defenses. And now the match is underway. We'll just have to see. It's a battle of speed versus just size and speed. So we'll see what's going on.
And Diablo Jr. wisely moving out of the way of the big man. But you can't blame the Bulldozer for gaining the face of Jonathan Styles and trying to intimidate anyone with a healthy respect for outlaw announcers like myself would certainly get under Jonathan Styles' skin. You may remember a few weeks ago, Jonathan Styles was out here calling the matches like I am tonight. I challenged Jonathan Styles on his best day to come out here and try to do commentary with the outlaw rock star, the pretty boy redneck, Sweet Stephen Hensley. And you see, the big man, Diablo Jr., are circling each other in the ring right now.
The crowd obviously behind Diablo, so we'll just, pushing into the midsection into Hurts.
And that was certainly not the best move you could have chosen to go with there, Diablo.
Ooh, Diablo.
And a shoulder block attempt by Diablo Jr. on the Bulldozer. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You can't make that man move fast enough to knock over a tower in this business like the Bulldozer.
We'll just have to see these two men shaking hands in the ring right now. And now Diablo Jr. working the arm of Bulldozer. So, with a head
control of that wrist lock. Comboing it with a series of headbutts to the elbow of the Bulldozer, steps on the head, floats over, jumps down on the elbow of the Bulldozer.
You know, Diablo Jr. is using his mind right now because he's working on that arm, trying to get some of the strength out of it.
Certainly trying to use that technical skill, that mount wrestling ability that he has, coupled with his speed and his agility. It's going to take everything Diablo Jr. has to win a contest like this against a man who has that much of a size advantage over him. And you see the reversal there, Diablo Jr. caught by a freaking jackhammer-like elbow to the jaw. And he goes down, crumpled like a pile of pebbles, and that's exactly what's going to happen when you go up against a man like the Bulldozer, because he will run over you. And you see the Bulldozer just laying into Diablo Jr. with those giant mammoth like boots to the back of Diablo. Picks him up, holding him up in the air, letting him get disoriented. As the blood flows through his brain, slams him down to the mat and the cover.
And a kick out by Diablo Jr.
And you see Bulldozer cutting off the flow of air to Diablo Jr. Bulldozer just hammering away with that stiff shot to the head of Diablo Jr.
And now Diablo Jr. with a shoulder block. Oh, into the big man, trying to get himself out of that corner. Headbutts, and now the roles are reversed. And Bulldozer reversal back into the turnbuckle and just absolutely creams Diablo Jr. down to the mat.
And you can see those shots, those forearm blows by Diablo Jr. to the Bulldozer were every bit as effective as a fly's wings grazing the side of a semi-truck.
Well, we go for pinfall 1, 2, and a kick out by Diablo Jr. Going back to the pinfall 2, and another kick out.
And you see the Bulldozer just putting all of his weight on top of Diablo Jr., barely doing anything here except making use of the distinct size advantage that he has over his opponent. He doesn't have to do a lot of work. He just has to keep himself in the right position.
Well, that headbutt, it rocked Diablo Jr., but it looked like it hurt the big man a little bit as well.
Well, you may think that hurt the big man as well, and anytime you use the full momentum at your disposal to use your head as a weapon against your opponent, yes, you do risk causing damage to yourself, but you have to remember he was the one that was in control when he delivered it, and as you see now, firmly still in control, backbreaker, and now just bending Diablo Jr. over his back, trying to snap him in half.
Huge elbow smash right to the midsection while he's down in that backbreaker position. And it just looks at how long can the man hold out like this. But now Diablo Jr. putting a little fight back into it, and he gets the hold broken. So now both men, it looks like this match is taking a toll on both men. A big clothesline by Bulldozer and knocks Diablo Jr. to the mat.
And it's like I was saying earlier, a man Diablo's size against a man Bulldozer's size. Yes, he may get those shots in, but you have to remember how much power he has against a man like the Bulldozer. Those shots aren't nearly as effective as they would be under normal circumstances. He might get them in, he might catch a glancing blow, but it's going to take a whole lot more than striking blows by Diablo Jr. to put down the Bulldozer. He's got to come at him with a new game strategy. Otherwise, the Bulldozer is literally, as his name says, bulldoze right over top of Diablo Jr.
This man holds 2 titles in NWA Mountain State Wrestling. You can't withstand the fact, and see that's the intelligence. He rolls him up and gets a 2 count right there.
Well, it's wonderful that he can hold 2 titles in Mountain State Wrestling and go up against the Bulldozer. So when the Bulldozer takes his life, he can say firmly on his epitaph, buried a champion.
That is near fall 2 count right there after that huge, just massive sidewalk slam.
And you may call that a kick out, but what that really was a death rattle. A death rattle by Diablo Jr., who is clearly not in control of this match and needs to be taken out of this situation.
He's working on the back once again. Going back to the back is Bulldozer, the big man. Showing some mat wrestling skills, and we'll just have to see how it goes from here.
That's right, he's just driving that knee into the upper back of Diablo. But as soon as we start talking about the mat wrestling maneuver, Diablo Jr. firing back with elbows to the midsection and a gigantic body slam by the Bulldozer. Good night, Irene. I can't believe he kicked out of that. What is Diablo Jr. thinking here? His junior heavyweight title isn't on the line. The tag team title isn't on the line. He's not going to pick up the victory. He might as well lay down there, let the big man go ahead and pin his shoulders to the mat so he can go home and roast up to defend the titles that he has. Because this is not a winning situation for Diablo.
Any situation's a winning situation. You have to win the matches. It just makes you look better. That's why he's doing it. He's doing it for his credibility in the business.
He might be doing it for a number of reasons, but at the end of the night, when he walks into the back and he can barely hold himself up anymore because he's been reduced to a pile of rubble by the Bulldozer, it's not going to matter why he did it. The only thing that's going to matter is that the Bulldozer won the match, the Bulldozer hurt him bad, and he will not be in shape for title defenses.
Well, now Bulldozer going after Diablo Jr. on the outside.
And you see those blows to the back, and that has got to feel like a hammer against an anvil.
The kids in the crowd getting into the Bulldozer's head a little bit. But no, it doesn't affect him. He slams Diablo Jr. into the side of the ring turnbuckle.
Your perception in this match is severely skewed. The fans did not get into his head. He took a moment to let Diablo think he had an opening, but as soon as Diablo came in with that speed and that agility, attempted a high-risk maneuver, the Bulldozer caught him, the Bulldozer turned him around, and the Bulldozer slammed him straight into that ring post. And you see the bear hug going to work on the back of Diablo Jr.
Once again, going back to the back of Diablo Jr. The referee raises his hands up. One, you have a 3 count right here. We'll see how Diablo Jr. comes out of this. The third time, and he's out. This match is over.
Absolutely, it's over. I told you from the beginning, speed and agility versus a wrecking machine like the Bulldozer is not intelligent.
Partner coming to make the save.
And what's this? A cheap shot by Tenney. This is a contest between 2 grown men, and Tenney feels like he needs to come out here and make his mark on this match when he wasn't even involved.
That wasn't a cheap shot. He was saving his tag team partner.
If he wanted to save his partner, he should have kept him from walking through the curtain.
What is Bulldozer doing? Shoving an official of NWA Mountain State. Look at the reckoning, knocking out the Bulldozer.
And you see the referee trying to separate these 2 giants in the ring. I don't know that that's an intelligent decision at all. When you see Tenney looking at the Bulldozer, he may want to go over and see if his partner even has a pulse at this point. And the Bulldozer's just daring him to walk past the referee and confront him. What a great match we just had. What a big and agile man is the Bulldozer. Who can stop him if anybody can? Now let's go to some words from the big man, followed by some words from our sponsors.
Once again, another victim. Diablo Jr., that was too easy. Dwayne Tenney, you want to get in my way? Next time, you're going to be like what your little partner was. And that's incapacitated. Because Bulldozer crushes all.
West Virginia has some of the strongest consumer credit protection laws in the nation. If you have been receiving multiple phone calls from debt collectors, credit card companies, and even other law firms trying to collect a debt from you or a family member, you may be entitled to compensation. Call Wesley White for a free case evaluation to see if your rights have been violated by unfair debt collection. We'll get you compensated. We'll stop the phone calls. Call Wesley today at 304-664-9201.
Derik Billings, you're facing probably one of the greatest men who has momentum, the former television champion J.C. Dykes Jr. in a match this week.
J.C. Dykes who? You know what, it doesn't matter who it is, because every single time I step into the ring, I leave devastation. Yeah, you got a fluke victory over the king, but tonight you're going to wish to God you were never born, and that's a promise.
Well, we'll see how the numbers game plays into this match. Well, let's go to
numbers. It doesn't matter. Dynamite Derik's on fire.
Sorry.
Tell me that you like this my statements. It's J.C. Dykes Jr. is on fire after that big win last week. Say that you beg to differ with my statement about Dynamite Derek Jr. I'm fine, it's J.C. Dykes.
And ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to start this one. You see Dynamite Derik staring across at Karl, and Dynamite Derik is on fire as any wrestler in this sport today.
Actually, Karl is conspicuous by his absence here tonight. J.C. Dykes Jr. has a definite numbers game against him because the rest of the gift garage is standing in the corner of Dynamite Derik Billings. So we'll just see match. Big drop kick by the big man, J.C. Dykes Jr. onto Derik Billings.
Derik Billings reverses the Irish whip, however, and it's J.C. Dykes who's in the corner. But the big man went for a boot, draped it across the rope. And there's Karl with 2 flying thrusts to the throat of Dynamite Derik.
Come on, Derik, let's go. Let's go, Derik.
And you see the 2 men circling each other. And there's Dynamite Derik with a side headlock on Dykes Jr.
Now J.C. Dykes Jr. reverses the move and gets Dynamite Derik Billings in the headlock. With Dynamite Derik Billings fighting his way out. Bounces J.C. Dykes into the ropes, comes back, and shoulder takedown, knocking Dynamite Derik Billings to the mat for a 1-2 and a kick out.
J.C. Dykes Jr. back to the armbar, back to that wrist lock control over Dynamite Derik Billings. You see the ref asking Dynamite Derik if he wants to give it up. Get real, ref. Not going to happen. Dynamite Derik has the heart of a champion. He might not have the belt like his friends, but you can bet your bottom dollar he is always in contention in this business, and he is a name that matters.
I think J.C. Dykes is the name that matters after his big win last week.
And right back to that wrist lock on Dynamite Derik. You see the positioning of the hand on the shoulder, tee him up, headbutt to the elbow, and just torquing the wrist of Dynamite Derik. Brings him down to 1 knee. You see Dynamite Derik getting back up. And Dynamite Derik going to the wrist. But J.C. Dykes going for a reversal Irish whip. But Dynamite Derik fires back and answers with the spine buster.
He gets a 2 count off that spine buster. Now Derik Billings back down, choking J.C. Dykes Jr. Choking.
Well, right now what Dynamite Derik's doing is laying the groundwork for later in this match. He's taking apart J.C. Dykes one body part at a time. Right now the focus is on the midsection and the lower back. And you see Dykes down the canvas, firmly grounded. Dynamite Derik firmly in control. Giant splash, rolls him over. Press on the body, 2, and a kick out by J.C. Dykes Jr.
Both men look like it's match starting to take their toll on them. But there we go. J.C. Dykes knocks Derik Billings into the corner and is hitting him with those shoulder blades right in the corner, and then
a reversal by Dynamite Derik.
J.C. Dykes into the corner, back into the other corner.
And there's your receipt, J.C. Dykes. Yeah, you may have laid down the first onslaught in this contest, but Dynamite Derik is right there to greet you at heaven's door to tell you, ain't going to happen. And now he's pulling J.C. Dykes out of that corner, and J.C. Dykes is bracing himself. High impact modified sit-down power bomb, pulling him up in the air, driving him down to the canvas, and a pinfall combination attempt at a kick out by J.C. Dykes Jr.
Derik Billings just playing with J.C. Dykes a little bit, a massive shot to the face, but J.C. Dykes firing back. Now it appears as if they're trading shots right in the middle of the ring. Derik Billings with a huge enziguri to an already down J.C. Dykes.
And J.C. Dykes Jr. right now has his arm draped across the rope, hoping for mercy. Dynamite Derik says, ain't gonna happen. I'm a killer show.
The referee starts his count of 10. If neither man can get up by the count of 10, this match is over.
You see both men starting to stir right now, and you want to get to your feet first, even if it's only a 1/10 of a second advance. Dynamite Derik first man up, and a duck by Karl, who fires back with a stiff jab to the abdomen. Trifecta of headbutts. This is a sling blade, double armbar, suplex, the sling blade by J.C. Dykes Jr.
J.C. with a modified suplex right there.
And a somersault roll through by J.C. Dykes Jr.
This is pinfall 1-2. And Derik Billings gets his shoulder up. There's 2 minutes remaining in this match.
Dynamite Derik with a float over modified version of a backbreaker. Going back to work, knee to the back, kick to the back, just rolling Dykes to the outside, giving him an opportunity to catch his breath. Or no, I beg to stand corrected, but what he did there was actually more brilliant than anything that I thought he could have come up with. and you just see Dynamite Derik with that presence of mind, that gifted wrestling ability of his, can even surprise a man as intelligent as me.
What about disqualification, JC Dykes Jr.?
Oh, JC.
A disqualification? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What did he do wrong there? All he did was show killer instinct, but you know what? It doesn't matter. This match is not about a victory for Dynamite Derik. It's about softening up JC Dykes Jr. so that when King Richard goes against him, he's going to eat him for lunch. And you see Bryan Karl helping the big man out, tell him what a great job he did. This was their plan all along.
Yeah, but you
Just
gotta
absolutely decimate JC Dykes Jr.
You got to wonder the condition of JC Dykes Jr. He seems to be milling around down there. I hope he's okay.
Well, I'll tell you the condition of JC Dykes Jr. right now. He's hurt. He's not in any contention to be thinking about a title match in the future because right now he's trying to get to his feet and he realizes that back's damaged, his head's been rocked, and he is clearly not in the game for that title shot he's looking at in the future. And fans, if you want to hear anything else that I have to say about our great action tonight, good Lord Almighty, good Lord, stay tuned because I'm not going to run out of steam. I got some water, I got my partner, and we're here to call the greatest action in the Mountain State. Mountain State Wrestling coming at you, live and in living color, the Outlaw Rockstar and the Graduate Mike Man after this commercial break.
June 18th, 2010, Alderson, West Virginia. You know what, NWA Mountain State fans? The Gift Garage tells everyone week in and week out how amazing we are. Well, you know what? We've gotten to a point where you people just don't get it through your heads. June 18th, come out and see that actions do speak louder than words.
Saturday, June 19th in Mount Hope, tell them.
We're at the community center, and that's where you're going to be too. The Urban Death Squad is coming to town, Mount Hope. You haven't seen anything like us, and you won't see anything like us after we leave either. The 19th, Mount Hope, the community center. It's the National Wrestling Alliance. It's Mountain State Wrestling. It's you and us.
Let's go backstage for comments from the NWA Mountain State Wrestling TV champion, Bryan Karl.
Bryan Karl, last week Karl was victorious over you and now has a chance to take home the television championship. Are you going to be in your right mind tonight when you defend the TV title?
You know what, Jonathan Styles, last week, I went out there, I wasn't really worried about the match. It wasn't a title match. I had to get back to the locker room and clip my toenails. That's what was on my mind all night. Well, you know what, tonight, it's a different story. Karl, when it comes to this title, it's my life. Tonight, you're not going to get away with a fluke victory like you did last week. You're about to get beat. You're not even going to remember who you are after this match, Karl. Bryan Karl, the legit knockout kid, the television champion, and I'm staying that way.
I'm just absolutely amazed at what's going on here. Let's go to Justin Styles and see what's up.
And you see the rippling physique of Karmala.
Karmala? This is Karmala tonight. He's getting his shot at the TV title against Bryan Karl.
Here's the NWA Mountain State Wrestling television champion from Preston, West Virginia, weighing 225 pounds. The legit
He certainly is full of himself, but Karmala here.
Jonathan Styles wisely exiting the ring at this point before he gets hit by that thunderous lariat that you can expect any second by the legit hit Bryan Karl.
But you got to wonder if the mind games will come into play with Karmala versus Bryan Karl. I mean, he probably come out here expecting to face Sir Carlton, but now he's got to face Karmala.
Well, you could say it's a mind game, but I don't think it really matters. Karl's only hope for an advantage going against a legit hit. Bryan Karl in this match, dressed the way he is right now, is to make himself laugh so silly that he passes out from oxygen deprivation. And Karmala definitely pulled his head there, pulled on the hair, used an illegal hold.
He's pulling the referee's hair. This is awesome. This is truly a treat.
This is a joke. Who are you kidding? This is a treat. This is a travesty. Bryan Karl is the echelon of professional wrestling today. He's forced to go in there against a court jester, a joke like Karmala, Sir Carlton, Karl, Trailer Park Boy number 2. I don't care what you call him. Bryan Karl deserves higher quality opposition than this mangy mutt in the ring. I can't believe he has to put that television title on the line against a muppet like Karl.
So, if Karmala wins tonight, does Karmala become the TV champion, Steve, or would it be Sir Carlton or Karl? Or
well, if Sir Carlton wins this match tonight, you're going to see me looking around, looking for Brutus on one side, looking for Judas on the other, because that would be my own personal hell, seeing Karmala carry our prestigious Mountain State Wrestling television title.
Well, we'll just see. Karmala seems to be in control of the legit hit Bryan Karl for right now, but then
as quick as you say that, though, as quick as you say that, graduate, shows how much you know Bryan Karl is a reversal.
Oh, look at that. Bryan Karl's face slammed to the mat, and Karmala working the leg over
a surprising drop-toe hold counter by Sir Carlton. Karmala, Karl, whatever you want to call him. I can't keep his name straight anymore. I doubt he even knows where he is right now. I don't even know whose match I'm calling outside of Bryan Karl, because his opponent has more personalities than Billy Milligan. And you see Bryan Karl with a side headlock on Karmala. Karmala, is that the right name this week? Someone please help me out. We need a big flashing banner to remind him who he is and to remind everyone else who he'll be somebody else before the match is over. And a hip toss followed up by a body slam by the Ugandan midget, Karmala.
Bryan Karl escapes out of the ring, catches breath, maybe go out there and hang out with his buddies in the gift garage for a little bit.
And you see the gift garage offering words of encouragement and condolences that he even has to step in the ring with Karmala.
You know he's not going to get any sympathy from Kimchi Dykes over there.
I'll tell you what, Mountain State Wrestling should issue an apology letter to Bryan Karl for making him step in the ring with such an abysmal joke like Karmala. This is deplorable. What is this? This isn't wrestling. This is a travesty. Shot by Karmala. Bryan Karl back into the ring.
Be fair to Karmala.
I'm being fair. I don't like the man, but I'm still calling his holds. I just think that he's a joke, and I have the right as an American citizen, and certainly the right as a mountain man to call it like I see it.
Well, I have a right to call you out for not calling the match fairly. Karmala down to the mat with a big drop kick by Bryan Karl. Goes to the cover, 1, 2, and a kick out by Karmala.
See Bryan Karl questioning the referee's effective count there, questioning the speed of it, because everyone here, including you, knows that was a slow count. For some reason, management believes this man is getting dumped outside of the ring.
And here we go. They can't fight a match by themselves. They cannot win a match by themselves. They have to interfere in each other's match.
Why? Why can't they win a match by themselves?
Look at it. They're just beating Karmala up.
Well, what you see happening out here is a receipt to everyone that believes Karmala should be in this match. Karmala is a piece of trash. The gift garage treated him exactly like what he is. And you see Bryan Karl with a thunderous suplex, delivering him from the heavens to the canvas.
Near fall at 2 off of that big suplex. Now
Karmala, somehow by the grace of God, got his foot over the rope there. And unfortunately for him, that means that he's going to fall prey to more intense maneuvers like that snapmare by Bryan Karl off the ropes. And a nice rolling heel kick to the chin of Karl. And the count, 2.
And somehow gets his shoulder up.
He certainly did get his shoulder up there. Good for him. He can take some more punishment on his way to the loser's line. You see Bryan Karl pacing around the dying animal, the wounded animal. He smells blood. He's going to go for the kill any time now. And what you see right there is a poor decision on the part of Karmala, firing back those shots to the abdomen, that headbutt to the solar plexus, a rake of the eyes by Bryan Karl stops that, and stiff forearm shots to the head of Karmala. And the lariat, good Lord Almighty, that's a hit. That's a hit, and pins it. 1, 2, 3. What? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? There was a kick out. Did you see a kick out? I didn't see a kick out. If it occurred, it was microscopic. Let's get out the microscope and see where that shoulder came off the mat. Good Lord Almighty. Poor call, ref. Poor call.
The whole arena went silent, as you can probably hear, as that count went down.
You are right, sir. You are the man.
Just playing to the crowd, trying to make this crowd more mad at him. But Karmala down on the mat. He could be working over Karmala and taking care of this match, finishing it. But no, he's playing up to the crowd again.
Bryan Karl right now is putting exclamation points on everything I've been saying this whole match. The fans don't matter. Karmala doesn't matter. You see right there, Karmala out of nowhere driving the face of Bryan Karl to the mat. But you see, he is in no position to capitalize. No position.
Both men down on the canvas right now. Bryan Karl starting to stir around a little bit, but Karmala is finally starting to stir around a little bit. Not as much as Bryan Karl though.
But you see, Karmala isn't moving very quick, and J.C. Dykes Jr. offering very little in the way of encouragement and advice. The gift garage right next to Bryan Karl, who has presence of mind to be next to his boys, offering him advice on how to regain the advantage, reestablish his momentum, and come out as champion tonight. See Bryan Karl waking himself up. Now he's going to wake Karmala up.
Just trading punches right into the ring. Karmala on the offensive. Knocks Bryan Karl back with a massive headbutt.
Giant headbutt by Karmala. No doubt that would rock anyone. His skull's about 4.5 inches thick. His brain's about 2.5 inches tall. He comes out of nowhere with a giant splash. Bryan Karl falls to the mat. Oh no! Thank you, Lord! Thank you, Lord! A kick out by the legit hit.
Now Karmala going back to work, but what is King Richard doing? Oh, and here, what in the world? The gift garage saving Bryan Karl's title.
And like I said, they came here with one goal. Walk out with the belt. The belt means money. A nice backcracker by King Richard on J.C. Dykes Jr. And a big lariat by Bryan Karl on Karl. And you see the gift garage. The most dominant force in our business today, standing tall.
Look here. It's our Commissioner Larry Light. Commissioner Larry Light getting involved here.
And you see the gift garage. They don't care what he has to say. They certainly shouldn't. They're the champions. They're the stuff that dreams are made of. And they are going to stand tall in this match. So rudely interrupted by the varicose voice of our commissioner. The gift garage in this match tonight might not have walked away with the victory, but they put the exclamation point on what they think of Karl and J.C. Dykes. But in 2 weeks, we're going to see a television title match between Karl and Bryan Karl. I gotta tell you, the gift garage has certainly laid the groundwork to soften up Karl before that match. They've also continued to lay some more groundwork for the decimation of J.C. Dykes Jr. when he goes against King Richard. What a great match we just had. You're sure to see them go at it again in the near future. Now let's go to Jonathan Styles in the back with comments from NWA Mountain State Wrestling Champion King Richard.
King Richard, this morning you're facing the former...
Look, I know who I'm facing. This is my camera. I'm the champion. You stay out of it. Dwayne Tenney, don't think for 1 second, just because J.C. Dykes got some fluke victory over the King, that you're going to come into my world and take what belongs to me, this heavyweight title. I beat the maestro for this. You think you're on my level? I don't think so. J.C. Dykes, you got that victory because I was thinking about how my boy knocked a guy out last week. I'm still outstanding over that. I mean, it just blows my mind. Dwayne Tenney, one more time. This is it, son. No more shots for you.
You see King Richard trying to tell the fans how it is, trying to tell them how unfair what just happened was, and I don't blame you, King Richard. That was unfair. That was indeed unfair. See a verbal exchange by the champion and challenger.
Here's the NWA Mountain State Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, King Richard!
And there you see the only factor in this contest that ever mattered. The Mountain State Wrestling Heavyweight Champion of the world, King Richard. And you saw that verbal exchange there between the introductions between Tenney and King Richard. And if you're wondering what was being said, graduate, if you're wondering what was being said between those two men, King Richard was telling him, yeah, you may have got my boys thrown out of this match, but I'm still the champion right now, and I'm going to walk out the champion at the end of the night.
Maybe it's a fair match now. That'd be kind of cool.
It was always a fair match.
One-on-one.
It was always a one-on-one contest. Tenney, the crybaby that he is, just knows that he doesn't have a prayer of winning this match, and he wants to get in the head of King Richard. King Richard may look like he's going to succumb to the mind games, but no sir. He is upset that his friends were disrespected, but his mind is always on the match. He's a champion, he's a winner, and trust me, mark my words, a champion and a winner always has his mind in the right place.
Dwayne Tenney and King Richard finally lock up. Two men locking horns.
King Richard, using his stocky build, forces Tenney into the corner, and now you see him backing off. And a clean break by King Richard. You're not going to see that by Tenney in this match. So Tenney, being the more disrespectful individual in this, getting his buddies thrown out, King Richard's trying to show him what a class act is before he takes them to town.
We'll just have to see. Now they lock back up. We'll just have to test the strength. And King Richard, Tenney just breaks the hold of knocking King Richard to the mat.
A big shot down to the canvas by Tenney there. You're absolutely right. But you see King Richard, presence of mind, being the ring general that he is, outside the ring, collecting his thoughts, coming back in there with a new strategy, going to destroy the momentum created by Tenney. You see the reckoning chomping at the bit to get back into this one. King Richard wisely distancing himself from Tenney.
Now they lock back up once again. It's like a epic clash of the titans right here. Back down to the mat. King Richard goes.
Clash of the Titans is absolutely right. You got Tenney, a big, strong man, a dangerous man, that UFC background of his, that grounded pound style, those striking blows of his, certainly a big force in this business today. But King Richard, Mountain State Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, the stock here of the two individuals, that low center of gravity, certainly knows how to use his body to his advantage too. Another collar and elbow tie-up. You see them jockeying for position. King Richard pushing him back. Now you see King Richard shoving Dwayne Tenney down to the mat.
That's fair enough. Now they hit toss on Tenney over and a drop kick.
Tenney using that big leverage advantage.
And King Richard runs out of the ring again.
Well, of course he does. Tenney created momentum. King Richard took it away. A A lot of people would try to chance it there. They would try to go for a wrestling hold. King Richardson says, no, I'm good on that. I'm going to go to the outside of the ring right now. I'll walk around, collect my thoughts, get inside of Tenney's head, tell the fans how it is, get back in control. When I'm ready to take control, take them to town, walk out here with my belt, cash my winner's check.
That doesn't look how it was to me. He looks pretty aggravated with how this match is going so far. Do you think that it may be getting into his head that his time as the champion may be coming to a close by this, MMA trained fighter?
Not even remotely, not by a long shot. Tenney had a flash in the pan, flurry of offense at the beginning of the contest. That doesn't mean he's going to walk out with the title. Who are you kidding here? You've seen King Richard, he's on his feet right now. He could be on his back right now if he chose to stay in the ring after that momentum. But once again, he came in with his game plan. Now Tenney, back down the mat again, comes back up. Arm drag takedown by Tenney. King Richard succumbs to a drop toe hold by Tenney. Tenney picks him up, drops him down, flapjack maneuver, goes for the pinfall, grapevines leg, and a kick out by King Richard. He goes to the ropes, Tenney can't follow him into the ropes now. Comes a scenario, the referee's going to step in between the two men. King Richard knows exactly why he's going at all points.
King Richard trying to slow the match down to his own pace. Dwayne Tenney ready, roaring, ready to go. But he's got to slow down to King Richard's pace. And King Richard,
smart decision here. Tenney operating very well with his speed in this contest. King Richard doesn't want to take part in the speed game. He wants to get in there. He wants to make use of some of his technical abilities, even going up against a UFC fighter like Tenney. You've got to remember, King Richard has a lot of knowledge behind him too. You see the UFC-style fighter, the MMA expert himself, Tenney going back down for a cover, but King Richard has foot on the ropes. Referee not in position to see it. King Richard still goes with the kick out.
And now King Richard back on the ropes.
You see Tenney there, he's frustrated. You want to talk about his advantage? He doesn't have an advantage when King Richard remembers what he's doing.
Well, Dwayne Tenney getting up in the referee's face to try to get King Richard off of the ropes because he seems to be favoring going to the ropes to make the ref break the hold, which is smart to King Richard's. But King Richard pushing on the referee, like that's just asking to get himself disqualified.
Well, if he gets himself disqualified, that's not altogether a poor strategy either. You saw earlier in the night, we saw a disqualification victory to get the Rush drop to win, but they walked out with the belt, and that would allow King Richard to walk out here with the title once again. See King Richard firing back, shot to the head of Tenney, sends him out the corner. Tenney trips on his way out, trying for a reversal. King Richard shoves him to the rope, shoves him down to the canvas.
King Richard slowing the match down to the pace that he wants to wrestle it, dictating this match.
King Richard telling the fans they can stick it, and they certainly can if they think their opinion matters to him.
King Richard takes up Tenney for a big scoop body slam, and it hits the ropes and drops the leg. Goes for count 1, 2, and a near fall.
King Richard, being the ring general, the veteran that he is, didn't even break the leg from the throat of Tenney. He went ahead, allowed it to stay over top of it, cutting off some of the oxygen, making it harder for Tenney to kick out of that maneuver. And now he's going for a rear chin lock, positioning that knee in the back, driving it between the shoulder blades, pulling back on the neck, causing some serious damage to the upper body of the reckoning, Dwayne Tenney.
Now Tenney fighting back, elbows to the gut.
King Richard with a clothesline and a miss. Flips up flip. Will he get King Richard over?
And 1, 2.
And you see King Richard, his hands were already under the rope. I don't know why the ref was counting that. King Richard falls back with a clothesline. You see Tenney looking up at the stars, looking up at the ceiling fans, hoping to cool him off because right now King Richard is on fire and he feels the heat from it.
King Richard with a big stomp to the back. We repeat it again with another big stomp to the back. Dwayne Tenney down on the mat prone.
And the challenger firmly not in control of this contest at this point because of experience of the champion, because of the knowledge of the champion, to destroy all of his early momentum. Every time Tenney built up some momentum, you'd see King Richard go to the ropes, you'd see him go to the outside, and you see right here, beautiful camel's clutch style maneuver by King Richard on Dwayne Tenney. Nice sit down to the lower back there. Tenney trying to push up out of it. King Richard says, son, you came to the big dog's house, and the big dog said, back up.
Goes back to that camel clutch like hold.
And like I was saying earlier in this match, the stocky man, the man with that low center of gravity, firmly focusing all of his weight on that lower back of Dwayne Tenney.
Dwayne Tenney's back must be hurting a little bit by this point in the match. And now breaks him right back to the middle of the ring and goes, yet again, it looks like he's going for that camel clutch type maneuver. You know, it's just got a wrenching the back of Dwayne Tenney.
The only thing that Dwayne Tenney has going for him right now is he did have the presence of mind to keep himself on his knees.
Oh, and a reversal, that has got to hurt. There's no words that need to be explained for that. That's just got to hurt.
Any and every man in the audience knows why that maneuver hurt. And that is what you call a textbook cheap shot. The referee should step in, disqualify Tenney right now.
Massive drop kick right to the neck of King Richard from Dwayne Tenney.
Dwayne Tenney, the cheap shot expert, the poor sportsman that he is, pulls King Richard out of the corner. King Richard falling hard to the mat. Grapevine's leg, 2. And no 3 count to be had by Tenney. King Richard is still in this one.
Tenney looked like he's favoring his eyes there. I don't really know why, but...
Well, you may say that Tenney's favoring his eyes, but right now, what he's really doing that needs to be noticed is favoring a reality check. He thought that he was going to come in here and maybe walk out with the belt, but he knows right now what he's up against, and I gotta tell you, it doesn't look good for Tenney in this moment of the contest.
Underhook suplex by King Richard takes Tenney down to the mat.
Beautiful butterfly underhook suplex there. You're absolutely right. That's definitely a noteworthy move in this contest. And you see the cover there. Puts the forearm across the face, across the bridge of the nose, across the eyes of Tenney. Goes back to a pinfall. Kick out by Tenney there. Choking the life out of him.
And going back to the neck of Dwayne Tenney. Now he's working on the back. Once again, you know that camel clutch hold he had him in for so long, had to hurt the neck and the back. Now this move focuses right on the back of Dwayne Tenney, and you know his back has to be absolutely just throbbing. Well, now Dwayne Tenney coming up and throwing some elbows right in the midsection of King Richard. Bounce off the ropes, once again, and a big slam by King Richard.
Good Lord Almighty. Nice concrete block slam by King Richard. Some people would call that a sidewalk slam, but no, I believe he drove him down to the mat a little bit harder than if he was hitting a normal sidewalk. What he threw him down into right there was a world of pain. And the word concrete should be emphasized, because right now, Dwayne Tenney definitely believes that he hit his head off a piece of concrete.
Absolutely, and now King Richard punching Dwayne Tenney in the head. Dwayne Tenney, out of desperation, pushes him back into the corner and throwing some shots to the midsection, whips him into the back of the other ropes, and goes for a splash, but misses.
Beautiful backcracker! Beautiful by King Richard. King Richard sitting up there, catching his breath, telling the fans that they need to sit down and pay homage to the King. King Richard going for the pinfall on Tenney. The 1, the 2.
And a kick out at 2.
A weak kick out at 2.
Gets the shoulder up, but Tenney keeps going in this match.
King Richard looking on in disbelief. I can't blame him. I gotta admit, I'm a little in disbelief myself after a high impact maneuver like that Tenney had the presence of mind to kick out that pinfall attempt.
Dwayne Tenney now on the ropes. King Richard knocking that, or just stepping on the head, putting all the weight while his neck is on those ropes, and that has got to take some of the life out of Dwayne Tenney.
It certainly does. You talk about oxygen deprivation to the brain. Tenney wasn't very smart coming out for this match against a member of the Gift Garage anyway. Comes a little more oxygen. Maybe he'll fall down. Maybe he'll just give up on this contest because he won't even be able to see what's going on around him. He certainly isn't able to think well right now with the lack of oxygen inside of his brain. And you see King Richard just picking at the bones right now like a vulture. And you see King Richard calling out to the fans, telling them, watch this right now. You don't like me? I don't care. It doesn't matter what you think about me, because right now, I am the alpha male in this contest, and you will recognize what I'm accomplishing in this ring.
That was a huge stomp to the gut by King Richard on Dwayne Tenney.
You see Tenney looking on in pain right now, as well he should. That's just painful. It hurts me to look at. I feel kind of bad for the guy. I don't like him, but I feel bad for him that he's not intelligent enough to just throw in the towel.
Well, now, looks like King Richard's going for a pinfall. 1, 2, and a kick out by Dwayne Tenney. How much longer can Dwayne Tenney keep kicking out of these pinfalls? King Richard is throwing everything he has at Dwayne Tenney, and Dwayne Tenney keeps kicking out.
Well, I gotta tell you, normally I would like to see the Gift Garage put away the man early, but I don't mind seeing Tenney kick out because I like seeing him receive more punishment from King Richard. But good God, where did that slam come from? Where did that come from? Big slam by Tenney, but you see where that back was worked on early on. He's in a poor position to capitalize on it. And you see the kick out by King Richard. The pinfall definitely wasn't going to happen there. I don't know what Tenney was thinking about. He's desperate to get a win here, but he's just not in a position to make proper use of any momentum he established. Going up on those ropes, stepping onto the top rope now. What's going to happen here? Chop to the legs, and you see Tenney singing soprano in the front row of the voice choir here at the Core Arena.
Absolutely. And now, King Richard using those ropes as momentum.
Beautiful maneuver by King Richard.
On Dwayne Tenney's face.
Stomping down, hits the chest, hits the face on the way down, does more damage to the neck, does more damage to the upper body, specifically the back of Tenney, slams him down to the canvas on the already hurt back, on the already hurt neck of Dwayne Tenney. King Richard's just begging him to get up right now. Just begging him to get up. And you see Tenney's crying right now, asking for his mama to come out here, pull him out of this match, save him, maybe write a note for him, like he's talking to his school teacher, to the referee, to get poor little Tenney out of the way. Because right now, this pain, somebody's got to stop this one.
And now King Richard going back to the corner. What does he got planned? Oh, interacting with a couple of the great fans here at Mountain State Wrestling. He should be capitalizing on Dwayne Tenney. Hopefully he doesn't come back to bite him.
Well, you may say that he's out there mouthing off to the fans of Mountain State Wrestling, but all he was really doing was mouthing off to the Muppets.
Double clothesline.
Both men hung out to dry like their own grandma's clothesline there. I haven't seen this many clotheslines that look this good since I was out in the Midwest, watching all the beautiful women hang their clothes out, hollering at the Outlaw rock star, yours truly.
Well, referees count up to 6, 8.
Dwayne Tenney looks to be the first man.
Back to his feet. Oh, big punch to King Richard.
Thunder is close to the jaw there by Tenney. Sings King Richard off the ropes. Big shoulder block. And he's definitely rocking King Richard right now. I hate to admit it. See Tenney going to that corner there. It's a big splash, but when he hit off those ropes there, did you see how he reacted? His back is still hurt. Fires King Richard back there. Giant flying splash by Tenney with a spear. But he's not covering King Richard. And you see Johnny Blast and Spider coming out there. They remember what this man, his partner, did to him last week. And now you see the pack of wolves are here to eat the wounded animal.
This isn't right. The interference just cost Dwayne Tenney his shot at the World Heavyweight Championship without the gift garage. Once again, regardless of who it is, King Richard, and here comes some company. They've got company now.
Diablo
It's the Maestro
Jr.
and Diablo Jr.
You see the baby kissers out in full force, trying to destroy what King Richard, Spider, and Blast just did to the fallen warrior, Dwayne Tenney. And you see the Stro looking on angry, but too little, too late, big man. You could have stopped this damage, but you weren't out in time. You didn't have your eyes on the prize the way that Spider, the way that Blast did.
What a great main event we just witnessed. Now, let's see where NWA Mountain State Wrestling is coming to in the near future.
June 12th, hitting West Virginia. Gear up, because the People Champ is in the house, and we're going to do it like never before. NWA Mountain State style, coming at you. Bring your mamas, bring your babies, bring your grandpas, bring your grandmamas, bring them all! Because Strozilla is going to breathe some fire, and the Maestro of Wrestling is going to ooh la la, all y'all, all night long.
Good morrow, Mountain State fans. I have great news for all of you fans in Alderson, West Virginia. On June 18th, we, Mountain State Wrestling, will be in Alderson. That is myself, Lord Carlton, along with Earl Dykes Jr., my brother and tag team partner, and all the other Mountain State superstars. Come on down.
Saturday night, June 19th, Mount Hope, West Virginia, Diablo, Tenney. We will be there 7:30 bell time. And it don't matter if it's the Urban Death Squad or the Gift Garage. It doesn't matter, because when we're coming to town, somebody's getting knocked out.
Well, we've certainly witnessed a lot of great action in the last hour from Mountain State Wrestling. This is the Outlaw Rockstar Stephen Hensley with my partner, the graduate, Mike Mann. Thank you for watching and keep supporting the #1 wrestling promotion in Southern West Virginia, NWA Mountain State Wrestling.
This is professional wrestler Jimmy Valiant, the Boogie Woogie Man. Tell all my people, all my brothers and sisters, don't you dare miss this one. NWA Mountain State Wrestling on Fox WV. Oh yeah!